We're ready. Let's get back. I need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. There are none. Okay. We need to have our invocation, and if you stand,
Certification.
certification. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Certification closed session pursuant to subsection 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. Each member of the Board of Supervisors upon roll call certifies that to the best of their knowledge only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and only such public business matters that were identified in the motions by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the Board of Supervisors. Any member of the Board of Supervisors who believes that there was a departure from the requirements shall state so prior to the vote, indicating substance of that departure in his or her judgment has taken place. Are there any supervisors who believe a departure has taken place? Seeing none, being none, if you agree that the matters heard, discussed, or considered during the closed meeting were pursuant only to the motions by which the closed meeting was convened, please signify by saying yea or yes. Andrew Hensley.
Yes.
Luann Wallace.
Yes.
Tara Dye.
Yes.
David Eaton.
Yes.
Rebecca Dye.
Yes.
Nate Kaiser.
Yes.
Steve Breedy.
Yes.
Sir, you have approval to turn to regular session.
Okay. We're back in regular session. If you'd stand for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge.
Let us pray. Father God, Lord, Father God, Lord, we love you, we thank you, and we praise you today, Father. Father, forgive us for where we fail you each and every day. Lord, we thank you for allowing us to be a part of our local government. Help us be more like you. Lead, guide, and direct us in everything that we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I don't see the flag anywhere.
One right there.
Flag out the party.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second.
Yeah, second.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Steve, I want to say that I do not have anything in mind on the number 2, the Virginia Energy application grant at Oak Grove. There's nothing in my packet on that. So I'll just abstain. But
Okay.
that's all.
All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. All like opposed. And one
I'll just
abstention.
abstain.
Okay. Mr. Lester,
Yes, Chairman.
would you put the resolution that we've developed on the board and read that, please?
Yes, sir. At a continued meeting, the Board of Supervisors of Russell County, Virginia, Monday, June 10th, 2024. The resolution determining the negotiation of the proposed land agreement with Nova Company of Virginia with respect to a proposed privately owned and operate landfill in Russell County. Whereas Russell County has worked with the Nova Company since August 2023 on negotiations of a proposed host agreement with respect to a proposed privately owned and operated landfill in Russell County, Virginia. Whereas Russell County and Nova have exchanged multiple drafts of a proposed host agreement. Whereas most recent host agreement of the proposed host agreement provided by Nova to Russell County proposed new additional terms adverse to the interests of Russell County, Virginia, and did not include provisions addressing fundamental terms of a host agreement, including how the amount of the host fee would be determined or structured. Whereas Russell County has devoted substantial time, effort, and expense to the county's participation in the negotiation of the proposed host agreement. Whereas Russell County has determined that negotiation of the proposed host agreement will not succeed. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Russell County, Virginia, Russell County shall terminate negotiations with Nova of Virginia.
Okay.
Chairman, I need a motion.
Do I have any motions with respect to this resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the special counsel resolution to terminate all negotiations between Russell County Board of Supervisors and Nova Incorporated concerning the proposed Moss 3 landfill project, as well as notification to Nova and DEQ per section 10.1-1400 of the Virginia Code.
Second.
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 Okay. I have a motion and a second. Mr. Lester, would you take a roll call, please?
Yes, Chairman. By roll call, Andrew Hensley,
Yes.
Lou Ann Wallace,
Yes.
Tara Dye,
Yes.
David E.
Yes.
Rebecca Dye,
Yes.
Nate Kaiser,
Yes.
Steve Brady.
Yes.
Sir, yes.
Mr. Lester.
Yes, Chairman.
Mr. Lester, you can proceed on with item 2 on the agenda.
Thank you, Chair.
Like TRC, all of them. No more negotiation, period.
We've terminated the host agreement negotiations. We need to get on with. Let us do our board meeting here, okay? Number 2. Go ahead, Mr. Lester.
Thank you, Chairman. Second thing on the county new business is Virginia Energy Amlin grant application for the Oak Grove School. This is a proposal that will be an application through Virginia Energy for the abatement removal of asbestos and lead that's in the old Oak Grove School. And we will be putting in a application for the removal and abatement. I need a motion.
So
You just-
moved.
I have a motion to authorize this application for funding. Do I have a second?
Second. Andrew.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, sir. I think it's a fine idea to do this, but I have a question. I'm like Rebecca, I don't have any details in my book. Is Virginia Energy doing this, or is this a Virginia Brownfields?
It's Virginia, we're applying for both, well, the AMLA first. This is only a motion for it to proceed with the applications.
With the idea,
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
because Oak Grove is in bluegrass country.
That is correct.
Okay, just making sure. I
Brownsville,
think it's an
Brownsville.
outstanding idea. So will there be an end user on this is my question.
Right now, we're just trying to redo the property to be able to get those asbestos and lead out of the way first before any decision is done with the property.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Should we please hold it down? Let us get through this business session here, please. Okay, any further discussion on this matter? If not, all in favor of this motion signify by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. There are none.
Thank you, Chair. Next on the county administrator request, as we had mentioned in previous meetings, to finalize our community policy and management team, I need a motion. The CSA program and the supplemental came out with a net request of $5,159.48. I need a motion for that for the
I'll
end of the
make
year.
that motion, and this will close her out for the year. This finishes her, finalizes her bills for this fiscal year.
Second.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. There are none.
Thank you, Chairman. The next is the law enforcement service contract between the Russell County Sheriff's Department and the town of Honaker. I'd like for Sheriff Watson to come up and please speak on it and his agreement with the town of Honaker.
Good afternoon. We have entered into a contract with Mr. Lester has the contract with the town of Honaker. We are willing, have worked out something that we will be providing law enforcement to the town of Honaker. I am in agreement with the contract and would ask the board to also approve that.
Do you need a motion?
I need a motion.
I'll make that motion for you, sir.
Have a-
Second.
A motion and a second to approve this contract. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
I'll need to abstain, my wife's the mayor there of town, but I appreciate Bill and all the efforts, that they have done to provide this service for our community.
All opposed, like sign. There are none. I have one abstention. Mr. Eaton. Okay.
Chairman, that concludes new business.
Okay, now we're down to public comment.
Appreciate you going me off Friday night, Bill. For all the people. That's what you said. Appreciate you going me off Friday night.
Dr. Dorothy Sluss.
You might have to speak into your mic, Steve.
Okay.
Thank you. It is my privilege to be able to do this to my speech. As a former professor at Clemson University, I do research, and my question was why? And I continued to ask why, and I thank you, a special thank you to the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Hensley from our South Castlewood District, and I bring you greetings from West Bear Wallow, which is in Russell County, the beautiful Russell County, where I called home 55 years ago, and I still call home. I bring you greetings on behalf of Roger Sluss, an agriculture teacher here in Castlewood. Many of you were his students. He taught for 35 years at Castlewood High School, and he brought me to this beautiful county. And when we were talking about this trash dump, I asked, why? Why, when you've got painted rock in Russell County, which could be such a wonderful tourism attraction, why, when you've got Scott County doing so much with everything they've got, why? And so I thank you, and I want all of us to say thank you again to them. You are our representatives, and this is truly representative government at its best. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Chris McDonald.
Well, I didn't bring my speech with me. I don't think I need it, but I appreciate y'all voting this thing and getting rid of this thing. And it was really starting to scare me. But Amy, Josh, you guys out here, Amy, I tell all I got to say.
Josh Burgess.
Y'all excuse me, my emotions are running high. I'm nervous wrecked. No, I'm okay. I'm just messing with you. Last meeting, I said I thanked our neighbors. I thanked all our neighbors for opposing this thing, and now I want to thank Andrew Hensley. Thank you, Nathan Kaiser. Thank you, Tara Dye. Thank you, David Eaton. Thank you, Steve Breeding. Thank you. You're surprised me, but in the back of my mind,
I didn't say I liked it. I just voted for it.
And I've been bragging. I've been saying we're going to get 7 votes. I feel it. And thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Luann. I cannot thank our county attorney because I'm not sure if we even have one. To be honest with you, we've got to work on that. You got some trust to restore in this community, a lot. And we want to trust you. And we want to get behind you and push you. I know it's like pushing an avalanche up a cliff. That's what y'all are up against. But we all thank you very much. And I even thank Lonzo Lester. I do. We want to count on you, Lonzo. We need you. We need somebody. We got a wonderful county. And it has a lot of potential. And we all have a lot of ideas out here. You know, a lot of them don't get mentioned. They just get pushed around and forgotten. But there's a lot of good ideas in this crowd. And you know, when y'all get at the end of your rope and you need a good idea, don't be afraid to ask us. We're full of them, and we got the energy to make it happen. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Irene Sproles.
I want to thank everybody for voting to not to have the landfill because Russell County is a beautiful place and it would be great for tourism, just like the Smoky Mountains could be. I mean, you know, we could bring it in tourism and everything, and so it would be a hindrance if y'all voted against it, you know, so that if you voted for it, all the pollution and odor from these other cities would come in on trains, and we run our living area. So I'm very thankful for each of y'all not to have voted against it. So not having it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Jared.
Good evening, y'all. Got to say, I'm quite thrilled to see this horror that's been looming over our community finally dispatched, at least for now. And I think thanks are in order. The night that we held the first meeting about this in the room, Nate Kaiser and Tara Dye were there, and they were among the first that made the motion during the last meeting to try and kill this. So thank all of you. Thank you. And I think more thanks are in order to the women that really brought this to public attention. Miss Chumbley, Miss Hurley, and Miss Branson have unified this community in a way that's they've unified the community in a way that I've never seen. I mean, people that you couldn't get to sit in a room and talk politics together without a fist fight happening, or friends on Facebook now. It's never seen anything quite like it. And I want to thank all of you for not confirming the worst fears about government that people have, but showing that that process does work. And to the public in general, I'd like to say that we have fought very hard, all of us here in this room, to preserve this county, and I think we need to continue to fight to preserve it into the future. And that means keeping an eye on the board, yes, but also trying to build small business here. If you see a community event happening, volunteer and come out. After we fight this hard, it'd be a real shame to lose the momentum we have and just all go back home and go back to being apathetic. So everybody, please stay involved. And I'd like to say also that the same gentlemen that visited this on us to begin with do still own the land. So something's going to happen up there, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether they sell it, we need to keep an eye on it. But to them, I would like to say you can make a profit without screwing people over.
Yes.
Thank you, Jared.
I have Alice Masick from Maryland. Alice from Maryland. She's not here. Peggy McLaughlin.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you all for stopping the landfill. I said many of prayers since it has come up that it would be voted down because it's our country down here that should be preserved for the cleanness as it is. Why bring in the stuff to contaminate it? Why run the tourist states if you want tourists to come in? They won't come in if it happened in the landfill. So thank God and thank you all for voting it down.
Betty Dickens. I jumped over you, Betty. I'm sorry. What?
I thank
That's
y'all.
good news.
I thank y'all. I've had carpenters working in the house, and I said, I don't know what to pick out because I don't know if I'm picking it out to stay here till I can't live anymore, or whether I'm picking it out to try to slip it off on somebody. So now I know I get to stay, so that's good. I thank you all because y'all are what y'all are. You people sitting here on the front were the spearheads. That's right. Momentum going, and you all, please remain vigilant because, like he said, the same people that had this little plan, they've got a plan. We don't know what it is yet, so stay vigilant, and we're all good. Yes.
Amy Branson.
So I would like to say thank you all. I really have cried so many tears and worried so many nights and lost a lot of sleep for this because I didn't want to leave and I wanted to be here. And I'm really super proud of everybody who's come together and been part of the movement and really wanted to fight to stay here. Because some of us could have left and we didn't, and we chose to fight and stay together. And I think we need to keep doing that, and we need to remain vigilant because I'm sure they'll have another plan. So we need to keep coming to these meetings, and we need to help these people to develop our county because we have big plans. You know, we could get a slaughterhouse, we could increase tourism, and I would like to say the tourism budget is trash. $6,000 a year for Shiloh is nothing. And if we're going to get bigger and better, we need to invest in what will bring people here, and that's what we need to do. I also think we should get a full-time grant writer. We have somebody that's doing nothing but trying to get us state and federal money here. We expand the park. We could be as good as any of these other state or national parks that I visited, and I would love to see that for us. So thank you all. Thank you. Thanks.
Gary Hughes. Gary Hughes.
God is good all the time. I really want to thank you all for your decision. I know that wouldn't have affected me that much in Swords Creek, but I wanted to stand with my fellow people in the county because I love Russell County. And we're all God's children. And I want to thank y'all so much for your decision. Be vigilant. Rich people always want to get richer, so we'll all have to be vigilant. They usually don't care who they step on to get richer either. So just thank you all. I want to thank all of you all. I love all of you. Thank you for coming and sticking together. Thank y'all too. Love you.
Thank you. Betty Lou Bishop. Betty Lou Bishop. Okay. That's over Betty Lou. Angie McLaughlin.
I just want to say thank you because I was one of the people that could not leave Russell County and spent many nights crying over this. And I am so glad that God laid it on your heart to vote the way that you voted tonight. I am so grateful to Him, and I'm grateful to all of you. And I just want you to know that there is a lot of people back here in this group that are really, really smart. And you all would be really smart to utilize their brains because they are good. Thank you.
Randy and Becky Rose. Coming up?
They didn't realize they were signing it.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Y'all would look good if you put your shirts on.
Peter.
We get a picture. We'll send it to Clyde and John.
Let's get through this thing. Peter, is it Mason?
Thank you to everyone who chose to do the right thing. Thank you to Amy Branson for moving mountains. For those of you who would have preferred we go a different direction, I hope that you come to better wisdom. And going forward, I hope that we continue to remember what really matters. I hope that we continue to remember the way that you really serve the community by protecting the folks who live here, protecting the water, protecting the air, the land, by supporting local businesses. What really matters is not numbers on a balance sheet. So thank you once again.
Thank you. Tammy Garrett.
Good evening. Just want to thank each one of you all from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure everybody else in this room feels the same way, and I know there's a lot of people that are not here that feel the same way. My niece just texted me and said, is it true she couldn't be here because she has 2 little babies at home? And she lives in Lebanon, and she was thinking about moving back to Pennington Gap if this happened. And she's very relieved. You know it wouldn't be me if I didn't ask you for one more thing. And I'm going to. I just want to make sure that you all go back and revisit these ordinances and make sure that we are clear on these ordinances and we don't have to go through this again. And y'all don't have to go through it again. None of us, future board members and future citizens of this county don't have to go through it. That we put this to bed and it's done and it's over and we never have to go through this again because it's been awful for us. And I know it's been awful for you all too. And we just really don't need, as small a community as Russell County is, we don't need to go through this again. We've got to stick together. And again, I just appreciate you all so much. I'm so proud of each one of you for standing up. And, you know, I know it was tough. This is a big company with lots of money and lots of political pull. And I know it was hard. And I'm so proud of you all for doing the right thing. Thank you so much.
Monica Martin. Jeremiah Newell. Jeremiah. You left. Okay. Susie Owen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say, last week was the first meeting I came to, but I mean, I've been informed. I've kept up with the whole thing, and I'm a woman of faith, and so I prayed. And I just want to thank you tonight for the salvation of the county and what this is going to mean to us, and for the hard people, for all the people who work so hard. I was totally impressed with how learned they were. And I had signed a piece of paper thinking I was just saying it was my first meeting, but I was called on to speak. I thought, I don't know what these people know. But I just want to thank you for this. And there's a scripture that says in Proverbs that your reputation will precede you. And so this is going to resonate to the next generation. And Psalm 145:4 says, one generation shall commend your works to another and shall declare the mighty acts. So our children and our children's children can be proud of living in this county. And my children don't live close by, but they love the land. I live on the back of Sherman Wallace's farm. It used to be the Jackson Dairy Farm. And the Nature Conservancy is behind me, and the Clinch River is from me. And so I'm so grateful that this is going to be saved, and that the atmosphere and the river that my husband loved to fish in. He was a catch and release man in the Clinch. And I'm just so thankful to think that the Clinch is going to stay clean. And you knew my husband well, Mr. Reed. And I just want to thank you so much tonight that you did not allow fear to rule your vote. Power to the people.
Thank you, Susan. Denise Blevins.
Thank you very much. It is a joy to sell real estate in this county, as beautiful as it is. And I want to make it publicly known that I would really like to get involved in helping the county grow with housing, with, however I can help. And I want to read something from Leviticus 25, 23, and 24. It says, the land must not be sold permanently, because the land is mine, and you are but aliens and my tenants. Throughout the country that you hold as a possession, you must provide for the redemption of the land. So let's keep this county beautiful. And I'm sincere when I say I do want to be involved, okay? I may not live here, but I have invested here. I own 2 businesses on Main Street in Lebanon, and I own property over off of Elk Garden Road. So I believe in this county, and I think it's absolutely the most beautiful county in Southwest Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you. The next, is it Troy Maxfield or Trey Maxfield? Maxfield. There she comes. Well, apparently they've lived too. Linda Maxfield. She gone too. John Little.
Good job. Good job. I'm proud of you. I really gotta watch those P's on the microphone. But since I spoke to y'all, I don't have a neck brace on. I still miss my Becky just as much. That hadn't changed at all. I just realized I'll miss her the rest of my life now. But I was in Radford and I ran into this man. He called himself an apostle. He's a black feller, and he prayed for me in church and told me I was to teach. So now I'm a minister. Captain John Little is my ministry, and I'm also a musician. Johnny Lee Little, look me up on Facebook. And I just want to thank y'all so much for what you did. I was coming to y'all tonight with the full power of my clout with the unions and the power of the Lord, and y'all done what was right. It's that simple, and I really appreciate it. And y'all are blessed and be well.
Thank you, sir. This is Scotty from Cleveland. Is it Yates? Can't make out your last name. Scotty from Cleveland. Scotty must have left too. Travis Milton. Travis Milton. David Dingus. There we go.
So I want to thank all you guys tonight. I really do appreciate you. This was going to go one of 2 ways. I was going to come up and thank all of you, and I was hoping that my daughter would learn a lesson tonight. One way or another, she was going to learn a lesson, and I want her to know that even with Mr. Breeding, I think you enumerated the lesson that I want my daughter to learn. That even though it's not what you want to do, it's the right thing to do that's important even when you don't want to. And that's the lesson I want her to learn. And I appreciate y'all. I'm another citizen that probably couldn't leave Russell County. And I live in my family home. And I want to thank y'all for not covering the hard work and legacy my parents have left us with trash. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for watching out for the health of my little girl.
Charity.
No, this is Mila. Charity's my wife. Okay. So.
Well, I had her down.
Yeah, she's next. So, thank you all very much on behalf of my daughter and my family. Thank you. Thank you for looking out for us.
Your charity.
Yes, that's me. That was my husband and daughter. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all. Now, what I would like for you guys to consider, is maybe dedicating that land as a recreation area to that labor movement that the backs of these people has been built on. That's what this shirt, this is my father's shirt. When he passed, he had black lung. I know a lot of these folks in here have been touched by that as well. That labor movement was huge, and I think all sides should be represented. All sides. I would like for that to reflect our entire community, just like this has. But thank you guys.
Thank you. Diane Fuller. There she.
I don't really know what to say. I think everybody's already said everything. But I want to thank each one of you all for voting the right way. And the guy that was up here before, he was talking about rich people or something, and money's not going to get you into heaven. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you, man. Elijah Cordell. Ingrid Kaiser. Ingrid Kaiser. Jeff Arrington. Sherry McCormick.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. You guys represent your constituents well, and I, you guys should be proud. The community's proud. I think everyone's stoked. I'm proud of the community. I'm proud how they unified. I made a lot of new friends over this, so I'm stoked on that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I moved here and I love the fresh water. I love the clean air. I love the nature, and this really tore my heart up. It really did. One thing that I wanted to try to do was not just, complain, right? And say what we don't want. A big part of this is what do we want? What do we want to bring? David, your son JJ's done a great job with that horse ring in Cleveland. Yes, sir. We want to see more great stuff out of you, JJ. We started a little Cleveland farmers market last weekend. It was our quote-unquote soft opening. On the 22nd, it's going to be every 2 weeks. On the 22nd is going to be our grand opening. We could not have done this without the Farmers Alliance out of Washington, D.C. They're a fiscal sponsor of us. Appalachian Sustainable Development down in Duffield. Reeds Valley Farm for kind of bringing this network together. One thing that we're able to do is that last week we gave away 25 free produce boxes. We had meat and dairy in there. Mr. Wallace over there is working on getting a handful more because we have a big community in need. We're working on a whole bunch of nutritional support programs where we can get senior citizens a $50 voucher for the season. We're going to try to get EBT and SNAP benefits in a matching program. So if you were to spend $20 of EBT money, you can get $40 worth of produce at the market. And I hope there's a lot more of this type of community activity coming together. And the reality of it is it wouldn't have been possible without you all making the decisions that you guys made tonight. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Carrie. Chad Terry. Chad Terry. Tim Wallace.
Thank y'all.
This man saved y'all a lot of wrath.
I wouldn't say that. I apologize to some of you. Haven't been to meetings before this came up, and and to talk to you. Mr. Eaton especially, I hadn't talked to him. But the rest of you got to know, and that's been a pleasure. There's some good people here. There's some smart people here. There's some people here that are concerned about this county. And at times maybe that wasn't thought of. But I'm glad to get to know you, and we appreciate the decision you made. I know it's tough. I mean, the money aspect of this was, I'm sure, as far as the county finances go, was pretty lucrative. But we do appreciate, from the bottom of our hearts, 7 votes. Thank you.
Eddie Garcia.
Members of the board, also to the crowd here, I got to say, I've been barnstorming the Commonwealth of Virginia for the last 16 months. This is the most engaged group of people that I have ever seen. You should be proud of yourselves. This goes to show you that no matter how much money is against you, no matter how much power is against you, no matter how much influence is against you, if community sticks together, if regular people stand up, speak up, and show up for what's right, anything can happen. So I thank the board for y'all's decisions, and I thank all the people for being involved. Thank you, Amy, for inviting me down here. God bless you guys. You've been an inspiration to me.
Philip Puckett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Won't take but a few minutes. It seems like it's been forever since I was before you about 30 days ago. And I said 2 things then. One, I support those who are against the landfill. And secondly, I didn't tell you what to do, but I asked you to consider something, and you did. I said, would you please listen to the people? I want to thank this board for listening to the people of Russell County. Thank you.
RD.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and ladies and gentlemen of the board, Mr. Lester, and the most important lady here, this Lester, for taking care of all this dirty work and getting everything together for the board to work through this. It's been an ominous process. I want to thank the board for reaching this conclusion. I know it's been tough and a hard fight. I think what we're seeing tonight is democracy at its best. I think that Russell County has demonstrated that when we work together, great things can happen. And I would like for us to think about, after we take a little break and breathe, we got work to do, and I think we still got work to do on the Miles 3 property. There's other things we can do. And I would like to talk more about that after everybody settles down just a little bit. I've always felt like that property could be a huge income and be helpful in a lot of ways. Now I want to close by saying that I'm honored to have been allowed to join the Say No group. Never really been involved in a movement like this before. And I will say that I made an awful lot of wonderful friends. And this is an amazing, talented group. And I will echo what Angie said. There's a lot of talent here that you all might want to tap into. They can serve on committees and all kinds of things. They're amazing. But I will say that I've met and been with some tough people in my life, but I ain't never ran into anybody any tougher than Amy and Brandy. So we want to thank them for leading the charge. Thank you.
Bonnie Yates.
Steve, I'd like to speak in her place if I could. Sarah Duncan from Raven, Virginia. Don't these meetings go so much better when you're doing the will of the people? Democracy, yes, democracy has worked here tonight, but so has the good Lord. You don't know the number of prayers that have been prayed that this would be stopped, and I want to give him all the glory. Last time I was before you, I was a little harsh, but everybody isn't emotionally invested in stopping this landfill. And you did one of the things that I asked you to do. But the second was to get rid of Terry Kilgore.
Yes.
Terry Kilgore is not representing the best interest of the people of Russell County. And you all can dismiss him and find better representation for this county. There is better out there, I assure you. So I would encourage you to keep that at the top of your list, to be on the lookout for another attorney, another law firm to represent this county. So thank you all once again for doing the right thing, and these meetings should be a lot easier for you in the future. Thank you.
Doris Salyers. Who? Okay. Jeez. Can't remember when meeting is it. I'm sorry.
I'd like to thank y'all for your vote that you done. At least to know that you did listen to us at what we said to you. And well, I'm grateful for that. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Salyers. Matthew Cassidy.
Hello, Matthew Cassidy. First off, I'd like to thank God for answering our prayers. And also, I'd like to thank each of you. I'd like to thank Luann, Ms. Dye, Mr. Breeding, Mr. Eaton, Ms. Tara Dye, Nate Kaiser, and Andrew Hensley. Thank all of you. And now that we've gotten most of that out of the way, I think we should, as other people have said, focus on small business, especially work from within and move out to find people locally who can start businesses and then start drawing people to the county to sort of entrepreneurs and things, not just big business. Find people that want to start and bring up the area instead of people that are already established elsewhere and want to move in. And I think that would help a lot. I believe this county should be a beacon, not only for this region and for this state, and ultimately it could, Lord willing, become, a beacon for the country, build up and shine an example. That's all.
Thank you, Matthew. Timothy McClanahan. He left. I don't have anybody else on the list. Come on up.
Yes, come on, for good times.
Come on up here and give you.
Right.
Come on up. What's your name, sir?
Hunter Gray from Lebanon. I am so disappointed that I missed the actual vote. I had an emergency on the farm, and I wish I could have seen it. Yes, and honestly, guys, you have made me so proud. And this is one of the biggest victories from the military, law enforcement, paramedics, I've done it all that I honestly accomplished. And I couldn't have done it, or we couldn't have done it, without everyone here and you guys listening to us and all the prayers that we did. And I'm just I couldn't leave without saying thank you to every one of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate this. All right, you guys did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Good evening, guys. Thank you. I'm glad that my mother won't die before she gets to hear how y'all voted. Sorry. Thank you to each of you. And I know I've given y'all a hard time. Y'all have handled it very well, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate my community for coming out. Appreciate these guys. I will stand up for what's right, no matter what. I think people know that. I will stand up for Cleveland. I will stand up for our community, our surrounding communities. But you guys tonight are the heroes, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Every one of you, seriously. I really do. And that was one of my mother's last wishes, was that this landfill not go in. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud to get to go home and tell her that. And I hope in the future that I'm like Tammy, I'd like to see an ordinance to stop private landfills. I know we need something to do with our trash. I know that we need a solution for our trash, and I think we can work on that. And I also stand with the UMWA and others that would like to have a memorial on the part that the county owns. We understand that some of it's privately owned, and we can't do that. But there is an industrial park. We hope. We want to see that economic development in that way with an industrial park over there, and we would be happy to have it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Karen Baker, running for Congress. My entire congressional campaign is about respect for Southwest Virginia. And I also am all about democracy, and this is democracy. This is democracy. Everybody in this county cares so much, and they've done so well, and y'all have done so well too to respond to the people and letting the people determine what goes forward. Thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you to every member of the board who decided to put forth this resolution, to vote it down. The host agreement, Jennifer, I couldn't get you an injunction, but I hope this was good enough. And thank you to everybody who believed in us, who came together for this, because it wasn't just the Democrats, it wasn't just the Republicans, it was every member of our community who did this, who was able to help keep our community clean and organized. And I'm just so proud of everybody. I'm so thankful for everybody for coming out, for buying t-shirts. Keep your t-shirts, because we just never know what might happen. God bless y'all. Woo, we did it.
Svetlana Boyd, town of Lebanon. I want to thank you everybody today, and especially people who came here for every meeting and support each other. And thank you for your vote today. And I'm like previous lady said, this democracy work here today. And tomorrow morning, when I will speak with my mom, who lives in Ukraine, and she's 85 years old, and she spent 3.5 years here in USA in Tazewell County. And when I told her about what's happening here, and she couldn't believe her own ears, she said, it's impossible. It's USA. So tomorrow morning I will tell her this is USA, and this is people who fight. And I believe today is your birthday. So happy birthday to you. And thank you, everybody.
Your name?
Sheila Ball, Sheila Breeding Ball, or Sheila Freedom Ball. Thank you all. The first meeting I came to, I brought my dad and my mom, myself, my daughter, and 3 of my grandkids. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of them and any potential great-grandchildren. Thank you all. Thank you.
Last call. Hurry, Mike.
Michael Ray, South Clinchfield, Virginia. Spitting distance from this place. You know, I've been in the fair many years ago, and they had spitting distance contests. I would have won it for this because it is so close. But the one thing I want to say to each one of you, God bless you. God bless you. This was something that was going to tear our county all to pieces. It was going to tear our hearts apart. I've never seen Republicans and Democrats work together so much as they have through all this. And I'm going to say to every one of you, God bless every one of you. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Hello. I know I spoke the last time. I have to say, when all of this first started, I really didn't think that much about it and didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. And I'm thankful that somebody did. But I thank you so much. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It just means so much because we talked about moving if we had to. And I really hate that. We have lived where we live near the Clinch River for 45 years. You know, we've worked and everything that we have is there. And I would have hated to leave it. And I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart that you made the right decision. And I'm like a lot of the others, I did pray. And I prayed fervently for the Lord to help us and to do what was right. And I thank you that you did what was right. When I went home the other evening, I was sitting out on the porch. And you know, it's a nice little view down through there in the field and the woods and everything. And, you know, I thought about what they say about the Smoky Mountains. You know, how nice it is and everything. They don't have anything we don't have. Exactly. We have just as much as they do. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm glad that I can still take my grandchildren to the river. They play in the river, they fish, and we have such a good time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Wanda Burke, I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening to this county, to this community. But I really pray that as we go forward, there's been a lot of things said. There's been a lot of hatefulness. Guys, this has to go to rest. If you all want to stand together, we've got to stand together as one. I know tensions were so high, and I get that. It's home, and we all want to defend our home. We all want to see our kids and our grandkids be able to have a place to grow up and be happy. But we also got to get rid of the division stuff that's out there. God doesn't want to see that either. That's the one thing that I know He hasn't wanted to see. So stand up for this. Yes. Oh, celebrate it. Y'all have worked really hard on this, and I think you've got something to be proud of, for sure. But we also got to get back to where we take care of each other, and we defend each other, and we love each other, because that's what God wants. That's how He's going to take this county farther and farther, bringing us together. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Wanda.
I'm Debbie Music Young from up in the Glade, and I've talked to several of you before about tourism, especially the place down at Moss 3, what we could utilize it for. We are sitting on a gold mine. The '89 strike from our coal companies was televised. The Rabbit Ridge Pea Pickers came to fame at Carnegie Hall. They say people won't come across the mountain, but they came to the horse show. I took up money for them, over 2,000 people. They'll come if we offer them the right tourism events. I would like to suggest an outdoor drama and maybe some yurts, some type of lodging for the area. Use what we have. We have so much. We have the river, we have kayaking, and my hat's off to Luann. She has worked wonders with St. Paul. It's just a quaint, charming little town now, and now she's starting on date. And we need to try to build Cleveland up just like we have with the rest of our county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle Vance, resident of Russell County, small business owner. I just wanted to come up here. I missed the beginning of it because I was working. And you guys have been through a lot, especially you three. You guys jumped into this, and I just want to thank you for holding your head high, doing it with dignity, and doing it the way that I know the people you are. And I just wanted to say thank you to you guys for doing that this year.
Thank you, Michelle. I don't see anybody else moving, so I'm gonna, well, I should have known there'd be one straggler waiting.
I'm Edward Young. I'm not Eddie Poe. Okay, I want to thank all of you too. And we've talked about, you've heard people talk about, their children and grandchildren. I want to thank you for all the generations to come in Russell County. I'm talking about all the generations that will be coming to this area, born here, raised here, whatever. But, in the beginning, I talked about we were just as good as anybody else. I'm thinking we may be better than a lot of people. And I know this board up here is good because they listen to us just like other people have said. And I thank y'all. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all the people. I think, from the very beginning when all this came together, I'm not seeing any division myself. All I'm seeing is a solidarity and unification. And I just want to thank everybody. God bless you.
Come on.
Yes. All the hard work. He's quiet, but he's helping a lot, y'all. He's in our library. Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. No landfill.
Thank you. Okay. Now I'm going to close public comment period. Thank you. Next to the last item is board discussions and reminders. So, Andrew, you got anything you want to talk about?
I mentioned at the last meeting that so work now?
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned last meeting that we had 2 new businesses coming in, Tate and Simmons. I was told that I'd left a lot of people out. We've got small business. We've got business all over Russell County. Everybody needs people to work. There's a lot of people watching this tonight just because of what went on here tonight. So if you need a job, somebody's hiring in Russell County, I'll guarantee you. If you can't find who they are, call me. I'll find you a job. So we got to keep our county moving in the right direction, and we need people to work. We need to support these small businesses, small business owners, big businesses. These factory buildings in towns, we're getting stuff is moving in Russell County. We just need our citizenry to push it along. And I appreciate y'all being here tonight, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Dave, do you have anything?
Thank you all for coming out tonight, just like every time, and voicing your opinions. You are being heard. I told you, you're being heard. And we just really appreciate all the ones that did the hard work, the Citizens Advisory Committee we put together. Really appreciate you guys. You really put your hard work in and presented some really good information. But others that weren't on that committee also did a fantastic job. So, but really appreciate all you all voicing your concerns and putting the information out there and educating those in the community. I will say I was disappointed in quite a few comments throughout this whole process, personally attacking certain board members. And I understand it's part of the job. You're going to take slings and arrows. But folks, we are a community. If we just stick together and work together, you elected us to do a job, and we're here to do it for you, okay? We're listening. Thank you all.
Tara.
I also wanted to say thank you all so much for coming out and for voicing your opinions and educating us on certain things. Like Nate said, the Citizens Advisory Committee, you all did a lot of hard work, and I know there were other people that were on the committee that also researched things and thought of things and really put a lot of time, effort. I mean, it was hours of work. And I don't know that a lot of people understand that. I do. I do. And like Nate said, we do hear you all. We've heard you all the whole time. Now, we can't always comment back. There are legal matters. It got us attacked a lot over that. But we were hearing you, and we were working behind the scenes for you. So, you know, I want you all to know that. And I really would like for us to remember that we are a community and that the attacks don't really help. But if you come and talk to us, you know, I know Nate said earlier, was it last week, that nobody had even asked you how you were going to vote, like 5 people. And it was the same with me. You know, there were a lot of assumptions on what you would do, but nobody was coming and actually talking to us. They talked about us. They talked to, you know, but they didn't actually ask us. We're here. We're your representatives. We will talk to you. I mean, I know I see a lot of faces on the front row that have asked me a lot of questions. Amy, have I ever said, no, I won't talk to you? No. Jared? No. Josh? I mean, that's the thing. We are here. We are going to represent you all, and we're going to do our best to make you proud. You know, this year, it's been 6 months of craziness, you know, and I keep hearing a song, it's No You Will. And I didn't know how God was going to work it out, but I knew He would. And thank y'all for being right along here with us. So I appreciate y'all.
Well, hello, Mom. I just want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the effort. I will say that in all things, pray for one another. You know, I've heard many people quote scriptures and talk about those things, but God can make a difference in our county. We've seen things happen that we couldn't explain since I've been elected, and I think it was divine intervention. I think God went ahead of us, and He took care of some things and brought us new industries and businesses. And so please remember, pray one for another, and that'll make a big difference in the lives of our county and the lives of our people. And that's all I've got to say, Mr. Chairman.
And a lot of you made comments. A lot of folks know this and a lot of folks don't know this, but I live on a farm, and whatever decision I make is the same decision that affects you is going to affect me. And those folks that made comments that I was going to do this, I was going to do that, never called, never talked to me. But that's okay because I voted with my heart. I voted whatever's going to be best for Russell County is what I want. Sometimes we make these tough decisions that don't always go well and not really, might not bring money, might not bring a business, might not do what a lot of people think it should do. But that's what we up here have to do is vote our heart. And I'm just like you. I live right here in Russell County. All I did was marry and move across the road into the horse lot. So I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just like most of y'all. I'm going to be here till they put me in the orchard in the family cemetery. Thank you for coming.
Luann.
They took my microphone.
She had share.
Of course, I'm very thankful to everyone who came and spoke. That's amazing. But what I want to say is this has been the grandest marketing campaign ever because most of you guys really didn't realize what you were living in and around and drinking, by the way. And so we have been saying this for 20 plus years. Virginia's Hidden River, the great waters of Virginia's Hidden River. So thank you for telling the world about this. It's cheaper on us as we make those brochures. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you for coming out. I can't tell how many of you are here, but did see probably about a normal crowd for you guys, I'd say. Isn't it? About right. You had a lot of participation. It's great. Appreciate all your efforts. We don't agree on a lot of things sometimes, but I think we need to agree that we can talk to each other without being mean and ugly and ill-spirited. You know, that's the only negative thing I can say about it. Some of the people were pretty rough, you know. So, and I don't hold that against anybody, okay? Yeah. At any rate, no, we've got. When's your next meeting, Lonzo? My phone ran in. 29th.
9 a.m.
That's when we vote on the budget. So we have to do it before the end of June, which is Saturday morning, which is killing me. We're going to have to get in and out quick. So my granddaughter has her birthday party in Charlotte that afternoon. So I'm going to have to go. So, okay. Being nothing else.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Reconvene.